Joining us now to give us Dunkin's latest is the company's CEO, David Hoffmann. And it's interesting that we mentioned coffee and much more. You're holding a coffee, but here, usually, say 3-5 years ago, if you were here or the previous CEO was here, you would have donuts across the table, you would have coffees, and instead you're holding a coffee, but then we have egg bowls here in front of us on the table. So obviously this is a reflection of the changing and sort of pivot that you guys have made. Talk to us about the decision making behind all of that.
Right, and this has all been part of our blueprint for growth, which is our 5-year transformational plan. And I felt like, the Q1, we were pleased with results. Nobody's waving a victory flag, but we were happy with that. But I think it was really based on some smart investments that we made last year, and to lean into more trends. And the ones that we've got in front of you here are the bowls, the breakfast bowls that we just launched. The egg white bowl, 250 calories, about 15 grams of protein in there. But I think we've tapped into something that it's somebody who's looking for healthy on a budget. We will still be the place for donuts. We want to give our consumers choice, but we also think Dunkin' can lean into other trends. The Power Breakfast Sandwich in Q1 did exceptionally well. So we like where we're going with that. We're going to explore plant-based proteins. I know yesterday the big news was around Beyond Meat. So that's where a lot of trends are going, and we're going to lean into those as well.
So you're already looking to get into the Beyond Meat trend?
We're looking at that, but we wanted to create our own proprietary products first. So the Power Breakfast line, the sandwich in Q1 was a big part of our results, and then the bowls. We think this is going to be a great platform. What do you think?
I think it's good.
It looks all right.
Yeah.
Dave, I want to touch upon delivery a little bit. You mentioned on the conference call that you're expanding your partnership with Grubhub. I think delivery has gotten a bad rap. You look at Uber Eats, they will go public next week as part of Uber. Where are you expanding Grubhub, and can you do it profitably?
Yeah, and we've been in the delivery game for a long time, and so, I've spent a lot of my career overseas, and we've got delivery in 32 markets, and so we've been in delivery for a while. We've also got it here with DoorDash, but Grubhub was a new relationship, and so we just went into alpha test. We're not really talking about where we're expanding it to, but the big difference, I think, from some of the other players in delivery is we are working with Grubhub and their investment Level Up in Boston to integrate that into our cash system, a cash register system. So we will be the first, I think, big brand to have it integrated, as opposed to an iPad that's operating outside of that. We will have it integrated. That helps with a lot of tracking of data, tracking of sales, and so we're going to stay very narrow in our lane. So we're going to be very focused on the office worker, and I think whether it's a meeting, if you have a meeting in the morning, I think Dunkin' can be your go-to on that. If you're chained to your desk in the afternoon and you need a quick pick-me-up with an espresso, and you need your Dunkin' run, we can be fill a need for that as well. So we want to make sure that we stay very narrow in our lane on that office worker.
What does that do to costs for you guys, the whole delivery side of the equation? Because we have heard from some other restaurants, whether it be quick service or some of the going up the casual chain, that's been an issue for them.
Yeah, and an issue probably for the franchisees, the way they've structured their contracts. So the way we've structured our contract with Grubhub is, look, we're putting it onto the consumer to decide. So to the franchisee, whether it's $1 of sales through the restaurant or whether $1 of sales through delivery, they're not disincentivized to pick one over the other. So we wanted to make sure that for our franchisees, and we're 100% franchised, that they didn't feel like they were out of pocket or disenfranchised by going through the delivery channel. So we're excited about it. It's early days, but I think you're going to see more of it scaled here in the near term.
One of the fascinating aspects of your brand is that you have a cornucopia of offerings, whether it's coffee flavors, whether it's breakfast items, whether it's donut flavors, and now this new offering, which is actually very good. But how hard is it overhauling your supply chain with the new menu items and getting the different types of products in and out?
Yeah, and that, the underpinning of the blueprint last year was all about simplification. And so you've heard me talk about this before. That was a big thing, and it was about creating room for growth for new innovation. So we had to cull things that were off strategy. And so we did that Q1 of last year. It was also about creating a better work environment for our crew people as well. So that was a big investment to do that. And now you're starting to see that menu innovation work towards what we're trying to do is be great coffee fast and lean into more healthier trends as well. And so we like how we've come out. Look, we don't want to upset our loyalists who've been with us forever, but we're also trying to tap into that next generation of consumer. And espresso is one area that we're doing it as well. It skews younger, it skews afternoon. Love our drip coffee. We're #1 in drip coffee. Love our iced coffee. But, espresso skews younger, and that customer also skews more digital. That we're finding out. Where the drip coffee customer is maybe more digital resistant, we're seeing uptake on our digital just by getting into espresso as well.
Dave, before we let you go, I know you spent many years overseas. The China coffee market is exploding. Luckin Coffee might be looking for an IPO. Starbucks is 3,000 stores by year end. Where are you at? Where's your thinking out on China?
Yeah, so in my previous role, I lived overseas for 12 years. I spent a lifetime in China and love that market, love that consumer. It's going to be a long-term play for us. Today, our business, I wish it was more material. It's just not material enough, but we think it's a long-term play for us. Luckin and everything else that goes on over there, we follow and look for trends that could be relevant to us. So I stay very much in tune with the China market, and again, I've got a lot of colleagues and mates that I stay connected with.
And plant-based protein, before I let you go real quick,
yes.
Is it something you develop or you partner with another company?
We wanted to develop our own proprietary products first. So the Power Breakfast Sandwich and the bowls are uniquely Dunkin. But going forward, plant-based proteins, look, it's a natural evolution, and we're in discussions with them. We're not going to tell you who, but you'll see that up on the menu here shortly as well.
And are we looking at things like vegetarian sausage, for example? What
Exactly.
are you envisioning?
That is exactly right. So we think that breakfast sausage as a alternative, so that to alternative to pork sausage or turkey sausage, we think that's the play. The crumbles would be dynamite into that bowl right there. So those are things that we're looking at, and you're going to see on the menu.
All right, David, thanks for coming in. Thanks for
for
bringing
having me.
treats. I'm glad that we fed you.
I got to get all
here.
set. I got to get my eat on.
We got
guys.
donuts in the green room for you, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, munchkins.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Dunkin' Brands CEO David Hoffmann. Good to see you. Appreciate it.